why you felt that this was really important to talk about.
We thought the fall season would be back to normal in person again, and because of the Delta variant, we're seeing a rise in cases, rise in hospitalization. I think organizations are feeling a little bit remiss about they had big plans for in person, and now it's kind of a jump ball. We've had several that are going to keep it in person, but we've had several that said they want to move it until November and early 2022. I can't control this disease. I wish I could. I really wish I could to change the variant, but it is what it is. So the cases are climbing, and some people feel more comfortable on a virtual type of auction. That we can do that. We pivoted that. The same technology in 2020 that we can do right now in the fall of 2021. So we're adaptive. We're adaptive to whatever the Delta variant is causing in person or virtual. And again, the other thing we can do is the hybrid, which is a combination of both in person and virtual. So we're flexible. We want to raise as much money as possible for your organization. These people out there are desperate, and they got to have the patrons involved with their organization for the mission, for the donations, for their cause. And we can facilitate that through our fundraising technology, through our fundraising items, and all the things that we provide.
So if I'm a fundraiser and I'm watching this right now and I'm wondering, okay, what does that entail? I just planned an entire event for in person. What is a virtual auction? What does it look like to a nonprofit?
They, because of the COVID, they don't want to be in person. So what we do is strictly become in person to their house, to their patron's house. It's called a watch party. We did this in 2020 many, many times. We weren't going to do it, and now it looks like with COVID, some people may be pivoting back to the watch parties again. So you're still giving the cause. We take the videos of the presentation from the CEO or through the patrons or some of your people that experience whatever your organization provides. So we take the videos. We can do music. We can do entertainment to keep the crowd happy and enjoying the night. More like a party. It's called a watch party. And then we can show them how, very simple, to put our vision on a big screen at the house. And then a lot of times people are giving them a catered dinner. They're giving them the sponsors bottles of wine. So they're having a party, more comfortable, less people, smaller setting, but yet on their phones with our technology that we use, they can bid just like they can bid in person at the event. So with the same live items, I as the auctioneer am online. I can't see them, they can see me, and I have the names of the people, I have the amount of money that's being raised in that item, and I have the item description itself on my screen right next to me as I'm conducting the auction. And you can bid all week just like you do on a silent. So all the items are on their phone for the silent to raise money. They can buy raffle tickets online virtually. They can do everything except me doing the live auction. We can pre-record all the videos, put them on there. So the night becomes like a live auction, but you're not in person. That's the difference.
So when you're doing your on stage live auction in person, you're getting the crowd ready to go. What does that look like through the virtual? How are you able to get the bids in and make sure you kind of stay on top of the energy?
I can't see the people, so I do that virtually is what it is. So basically, if somebody's on the channel in a news environment, whatever, they're going to be contacting with the people that are out there in the audience. I'm doing the same thing. So what I do is I know the trips, I know the items they're going to sell very well. Behind me is a PowerPoint. So if you're going to go to Italy, here's Cortona, here's the village you're going to stay at, here's the wine vineyards, here's all the atmosphere right behind me. And I know that. So when I memorize that, I get people excited about it. And then I see the bids going up. So I know what the dollar amount is, I know what the items are, and specifically I know who's bidding, who's bidding, who's bidding. In person, I can sell multiples. I work the crowd to a frenzy, and then I get to a certain dollar level that's making money for the organization, and then I sell multiples. How we do that on the virtual is if it sells for X dollars, we take that same price of that same trip, we put it into instant buy. Instant buy is like buy it now. So you can buy that price, that trip, as many times as you want after the auction and for the next 2 or 3 days. So people can go immediately at home to buy the trip for the same amount of money. So it could do the same thing. I just can't see the people in the room with their hands. Their hands are raised.
But if there's a nonprofit who is interested in this, they're saying, okay, you know what, this is our safe bet. Let's do this. Like, what do they have to do to get that virtual swap started?
Well, I mean, they have to make a decision. There's a couple of things they're going to do. One is they're going to postpone it to a time they feel more comfortable. God forbid we don't know what COVID is going to do. But I had one that was in Bernie, Texas. They moved it to November the 20th. They're fine. They're great. Everything's great. We're going to go to Bernie and do the event. Some said they want to move it, but they're going to move it till this fall or the first part of 2022. So January, February, March timeframe, where they feel like hopefully this is over with and it's behind us. So if they say I want to go immediately, like in the next 2 to 3 weeks, they can notify their patrons, their donors, and tell them that we're going to do a virtual auction, which basically they tune in at a certain time. We can have entertainment, we can have preview, we can have everything done the week of the event, which is just like normal the way it is now. And then the night of the event is when we do the live virtual event. We do the program just like we normally would. And they would normally pre-record the CEO or pre-record a patron or pre-record someone that would actually be a video. So we can take that video, put it on the program for the night. And the program timeline, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, max an hour. But people at home, they're all your patrons. They didn't know that you're still raising money for the fundraiser. They bought a ticket, so now you may deliver food to them for a watch party in lieu of them having the table at the event live. And that's very easy to do. We can spend that in a no period of time. It's not a big deal for us to change to virtual versus live.
And like if you're in person and you have that link and they're using Katego that they use with you and
right.
And you see all the bids and whatever all the information's in there. If you're doing a virtual, your video shows up right in there. It's very simple. Like their patrons don't need to worry about it being really complicated.
No, it has start like the live auction. It has a feed that comes down immediately. So the download of the feed of me is live. So they're seeing the live, they're seeing the items, they're seeing the dollar amount. I'm conducting the auction as an auctioneer. And, I'm giving a little bit of a time delay, latency for maybe 5 or 10 seconds. I don't go too fast to close, but I do close. And like I said, if everybody wants that trip besides the one winner, that same amount, we can sell multiple trips. We convert it to instant buy, and all they do is buy it for the same amount. So we can sell multiple trips, very easily done. So again, if they decide to change it because of the COVID situation, they contact me, we can spin it, we can pivot, we can put on a virtual auction, and it's not a problem for us. They can do it at my house.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing the virtual auction at my house. We already have the videos of the officers, of the CEO, or the mission itself, and we can record that. It's pre-recorded. Put it on the run a show for the program, and then all I'm doing is a live auction. So behind me would be a green screen of their logo, of their whatever they want to utilize. We can put that on the screen behind me for their image, their logo, whatever, and then we can do the PowerPoint of the live auctions. But on their phone, they go through this and they'll see it, and they bid as a dollar amount for that particular item go up. It's not, if they can do it live, they can in person, they can do it remotely.
And let's say, okay, you want to do both. A hybrid is really, beneficial for, maybe even cutting the amount of people that are in the same space, but yet still getting your mission out there.
Yeah, because some people say, I don't feel bad. I want to come to the event. Smaller number of people, smaller crowd, and maybe or maybe not the face mask. Don't know for sure. It's decision of the organization what they want to do. So it's a face mask, but they want to be there. They want to eat. They want to drink. They want to listen to speakers or whatever. They want to hear maybe music, a band or something. They're there. Those that don't feel comfortable, then they say, I don't feel comfortable coming to the event. They're going to be at home. So the hybrid is really, I'm in person doing the auction. They recorded me with a camera, and the people, the download feed is going to those at home. So it's a combination of both. So they still do the live in person, smaller scale, fewer people, and they have the people that don't feel comfortable to come, they're at home. That's the hybrid. It's virtual and in-person combination.
And that's just the same, easy setup.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the biggest thing is right now, just like you and I, it's a hassle. This whole thing is unfortunate.
It's unbelievably a hassle, yes.
But the switching to a different date or may be harder than creating a virtual or creating a hybrid situation for a nonprofit. So it's, just you guys handle it. Like you guys.
Yeah, we do. Easy. We want the burden of them to be, they have a crowd coming anyway. Well, the crowd believes in their organization. They believe in the mission. They want to support that organization. So they're going to do this by bidding at home, like they're bidding there. So all the silent stuff is on your phone. All the raffles are on your phone. All the items of donation to donate to the cause, fund a cause, raise your paddle, cash call, it's all the same thing. It's called the appeal, the moment of appeal, where we have the CEO or somebody compassionately talk about why we're needing the money, what the money is going for. Okay, this could be a school, this could be a nonprofit, this could be a church, this could be anything of anybody of any capacity. COVID's like over their head right now, the Delta variant, and we don't know what else to do except offer multiple options for them to still raise money. Because if you don't do anything, and I keep saying this, you can, no news is not good news here. You can lose your crowd, lose your patrons. They forget about you, whatever. You still need to be in front of your donors all the time. Even if you change the format of your event, you still need to have your mission, your folks, your people in front of the crowd. And that's what we can do it either way.
See if we have any comments. Do you have anything else that I haven't asked that is about kind of the state of what's going on that you would want to add before we wrap up?
Well, I think one of the things we do is, and you talked about, you don't have to go around knocking on restaurant doors. We have a lot of the silent items that you need. So we have the trips for the live, and these will make money. I've been doing this for 10 years. We know we have a custom travel department that will isolate the trips that sell based on your demographics of your crowd. So we customize that. We also cut the silent auction. We have purses now that's been selling off the shelf. We have baskets selling off the shelf. And so based on a luncheon or based on the demographics of who we know who your crowd is, we'll customize and modify the silent items. And these augment what you've already got. Whatever you got donated, we're here to supplement your effort and make it simple. You don't want to go knocking doors all over Dallas to get people to say, give me a restaurant, and they're like, not there, or they say no, or they don't feel comfortable, or whatever. We have the things that will give you a silent auction revenue. We have the things that I can help with the raffle items. We have the things for the live, and that's what we're here for, is to help make your job is like you're communicating with your database. We have a letter that's a format letter, so if you decide to do this virtual, then we have the technology, we have the link, and we have the instructions what to do for virtual. It's all there simplified to your audience. We want to make it simple. We want to make it effective financially, and yet we can't control COVID. We always say that, but yet we want to make sure that you're still in front of your patrons in a fundraising environment. So again, we can do live, we can do hybrid combination of live and virtual, we can do virtual only, and we could potentially do online and just online only. And that's all there is to do. That's how we do it. A lot of people are changing their dates. So they say, we can't do it this month. Look at our schedules for a couple of months down the road. And that's been beneficial. We want, if you have a deposit with us, we'll put it and apply it to the next event you've got. Not a problem at all. We're going to work with you. It's all because of COVID. Everything's changed because of COVID.
All right. Well, thank you. This is
you.
really valuable info.
I appreciate that very much.